Welcome. My name is Brant Wadsworth. Most currently, I am the president of Hindsight Technologies, the makers of 2020 Construction Cloud. All my life, I have been really a real big advocate of personal development, and I've read a lot of books, on airplanes, and always looked for ways to improve myself. And I've always believed that having goals and setting goals and trying to make myself better on a daily basis was something that I was really passionate about. Recently, I have had the opportunity to spend a ton of time in the car. And during that time, I decided to download some podcasts from Lewis Howes, if you've heard of Lewis Howes. If you haven't, I highly suggest you go out and listen to some of his podcasts. So this weekend, before starting my trip, I downloaded a number of these podcasts so that I could listen to them and keep me company as I was on my long journey to Colorado. And some of the people that I listen to, they're very successful business people. They're New York Times bestsellers. They're rags to riches. They all kind of have a little different story, but they've all had some really great, valuable lessons that they teach. Some of the ones I listened to this time were Rob Dyrdek, Tony Robbins, Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker. I had a whole bunch of them. But the point is at the end of these interviews, Lewis Howes asks them, if you had to erase everything that you had accomplished, the businesses that you've created, the money that you've earned, if that was all erased, and the only thing that you had to pass on were three truths, three things, three pieces of advice that were important to you, what would those three things? And it's really interesting to hear what their responses are. And each time that I would hear their three truths, it would make me think about what are the three things that are important? What are the three truths in my life? So I had a lot of time to think about it. And I came up with my three truths, the three things that I think are important that I would like to pass on and that I have found to be true in my life. The first one of those is to be true to yourself. Follow your heart. Follow your intuition. I believe that a lot of times we have passions and we have interests and things that we want to do in our lives, but for whatever reason, we go off in a different direction. We get maybe stuck in a job that we don't like or that makes us comfortable, but we're not allowed to follow our passions. My passion has always been technology, and I could spend hours just dabbling and learning about internet and coding and technology and geeky, nerdy things. Then I got involved in the construction industry, and I realized how technology adverse the industry really was and how there was such a lack of technology in construction. My passion later turned towards helping the construction industry be more effective and efficient with technology. And I can spend every hour of every day probably learning and improving and coming up with new cool things to help the construction industry. And that's really the birthplace of 2020. Now, I've been involved in technology companies. I've been involved in the construction industry for many years, but it wasn't until 2020 Construction Cloud and this latest adventure that I really have full capacity of innovating and coming up with new cool ideas and presenting those and listening to the customers and getting excited about the new things that we're developing and seeing customers and prospects see these cool products and get excited about them as well. Yeah, so I'm 45 years old. A lot of people at age 45 are to a place of comfort. I don't believe in comfort. I think that comfort is kind of a killer of passion and of progress and learning. I have been fortunate in my career so far to have created a couple of companies and been able to sell those companies and to learn a great deal of information from everybody along the way, and all of those people in my team and the partners and customers and prospects and everybody around me. I'm super excited right now about 2020, about Hindsight Technologies. And for the first time, I could spend countless hours just learning and figuring out how to solve problems and listening to customers and coming up with new innovative solutions. So I would say, in summary, my number one truth is find something that you're passionate about. Follow your heart, follow your intuition, follow and find something that gives you that motivation to always go to the next level, to wake up and be excited about going to work and to be excited about dealing with your job and the things that you get to accomplish that day. So my second truth is to be a forever learner. I've always, again, believed that I should always be curious, always look for answers, always ask questions. I recognize that I don't know everything, and I've met a lot of really great people along the way, and I've realized that everybody has something to teach us. So I hope that I can always look for ways to improve by learning. One of the things I love right now is talking to my customers and, being able to listen to them and hear, well, Brand, it would be so good if you could do this, or maybe can we make the software do this? As they're coming up and they're using their creative juices to come up with ideas and what if scenarios, and maybe things that I had not thought about, or maybe even things that somehow I might have thought that that's not possible. I don't believe in it's not possible anymore. I think that with technology, with all of the different ways and capacities that we have to learn it today, whether it's through Google or somebody else's writings or reading a book or networking with somebody, there's so many ways for us to learn. And as we solve problems and we listen to other people, we have so much capacity to learn and to grow and to better ourselves. And that makes us more fulfilled as we're progressing. I think the real happiness in our life comes from our progress, our ability to make today better than yesterday or better than last year. So, number 2, always be a forever learner. Always try to be better today than yesterday. My number 3 truth is make health a priority. So one of the reasons that I'm traveled to Colorado was to see my father, who is in poor health at the moment. And in this experience, it's really allowed me to reflect on my health. And health has always been important to me. I try to make an effort to eat as well as I can and respect my body and exercise. And with everything, I try to push that limit as well. I want to exercise harder. I want to, try to sleep well and eat well and just try to make the most of this vessel that I've been blessed with. Not getting any younger, and it's getting more and more difficult to maintain, a healthy physical being. But as I was driving, I realized that really nothing that I do matters if I don't have my health. No matter what my dreams are, if I don't have my health, all of a sudden those are all trumped. And my only dream would be to have health so that I could do other things. So my third truth is to make health a priority. Respect your body. Eat well, exercise, get enough adequate sleep, drink enough water, do the things that we need to do to maintain a physical, healthy body and mind. I would include meditation in that as well. Spending the time thinking about ourselves and internalizing and trying to reconnect and reducing our stress and things that will make us feel better. That allows us to be more better people and to feel better about ourselves, to be happier and to be more pleasant to be around with others. So I don't want to overdo it, but I would challenge anybody that's watching this, and especially you, Brant, when you come back and look at this again, think about how you're doing and think about those 3 truths and always look for ways that we can improve ourselves and be better tomorrow than we were today.